Good morning, everybody. Myself, Acharya Vishvendra, and I'm going to discuss certain laws today in the form of worksheet. So let's begin. So here is the worksheet on gas laws. The first question is Boyle's law is. So Boyle's law is PV is equal to constant. P is the pressure and V is the volume of the ideal gas, and it is valid for constant temperature and fixed mass of the gas. Next is graph of Boyle's law. So we can say that P is proportional to 1 by V. So graph will be rectangular hyperbola. And if we have 2 points having coordinates 1 and 2, P1, V1, P2, V2, then we have the relation that P1, V1 is P2, V2, which is constant. Next is if we draw graph between P and 1 by V, then it will be a straight line, as we can compare it by the standard equation y is equal to mx. So tan alpha here is P upon 1 by V or PV or nRT. So tan alpha is proportional to n into T. Then is Charles' law. So Charles' law is if pressure is constant, then volume is proportional to temperature for a constant mass of a gas. So here is V1 by T1 is V2 by T2. So if we draw graph between velocity and temperature, then tan theta is V by T, so it is nR by P. Next we have, if we have three different graphs corresponding to angles theta 1, theta 2, theta 3, then we can say that theta 3 is greater than theta 2 greater than theta 1. So tan theta 3 will be greater than tan theta 2 will be greater than tan theta 1. So n3 by p3 is greater than n2 by p2 greater than n1 by p1. So if n1 is equal to n2 is equal to n3 is equal to n, we have 1 by p3 greater than 1 by p2 greater than 1 by p1, or p3 less than p2 less than p1. And if we have pressure as same, then we have n3 greater than n2 greater than n1. Now if we draw graph between Vt for temperature on centigrade scale, then it will be having an intercept minus 273.15 on the temperature axis, and tan alpha is still nR by P. Then we have Gay-Lussac's law. It states that if volume is constant, pressure is proportional to temperature for constant mass. Pt graph is a straight line, tan theta P by T, which is nR by V. So if we have three different angles, we can say that theta 3 greater than theta 2 greater than theta 1. So tan theta 3 greater than tan theta 2 greater than tan theta 1. So n3 by v3, n2 by v2, n1 by v1. So if n1 is equal to n2 is equal to n3, then 1 by v3 is greater than 1 by v2 greater than 1 by v1. So that implies v3 less than v2 less than v1, or v1 greater than v2 greater than v1. So if v1 is equal to v2 is equal to v3, then n3 greater than n2 greater than n1. Then we have combined law, which is P1 V1 by T1 is P2 V2 by T2 for constant mass of a gas. If we have a graph for three different points, then we have P1 V1 by T1 is P2 V2 by T2 is P3 V3 by T3.